Some legends are born into greatness, but others, they crawl out of the darkest places, fighting through poverty, tragedy, and impossible odds, just to touch a basketball and change the world with it. This is the story of the NBA players who came from nothing and became legends. 1. LeBron James, the kid with no home. Before he became the king, LeBron James was just a kid from Akron with no bed, no stability, and no idea what tomorrow would look like. His mother struggled to find work, and some weeks they moved from apartment to apartment, nowhere to call home. LeBron wasn't supposed to make it. He was supposed to fall through the cracks, another forgotten kid swallowed by the streets. But then came the ball, the only thing in his life that didn't move, didn't change, didn't leave, and every time he touched it, he became someone else. From a kid sleeping on couches, to the greatest high school prospect ever, to a 4-time NBA champion. LeBron didn't escape his past. He built a throne on top of it. 2. Giannis Antetokounmpo, the boy who sold watches to survive. Before the world called him the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo was a child wandering the streets of Athens, selling glasses, toys, and watches next to his brothers, just so his family could afford food. There were nights when Giannis didn't eat so his little brothers could. There were days he walked miles to the gym because they didn't have bus money. But every step he took shaped him into the beast he would become. From poverty to an NBA draft pick no one believed in, to NBA champion, finals MVP, and one of the most dominant forces the league has ever seen. Giannis didn't just rise, he exploded. 3. Jimmy Butler, the kid who was thrown out at 13. Jimmy Butler's story isn't just inspiring, it's heartbreaking. At just 13 years old, his own mother kicked him out of the house. His crime? She said she didn't like the way he looked. Homeless, unwanted, moving from friend's couch to friend's couch. Jimmy had every reason to give up, but he didn't. A family in Texas eventually took him in. He worked harder than anyone, played through pain, fought through doubt, and proved every single person wrong who thought he wasn't enough. From abandoned kid to NBA superstar to the man who built the Miami Heat culture on pure toughness, Jimmy Butler didn't rise from nothing. He rose from nowhere. 4. Stephen Curry, the undersized dreamer nobody believed in. He had the famous last name, but he didn't have the body, the height, or the respect. Stephen Curry was too small, too skinny, too weak. No elite colleges wanted him, except one, Davidson, and there, under bright lights and louder doubters, Steph started rewriting history. He wasn't built like a superstar, so he built a new way to be one. From overlooked to unstoppable. From doubted to deadly. From too small to the greatest shooter in NBA history. Steph Curry didn't just prove people wrong, he changed the game forever. 5. Allen Iverson, the rebel who refused to break. Before he was the answer, Allen Iverson was a kid growing up in one of the toughest neighborhoods in Virginia, surrounded by violence, poverty, and danger at every turn. He played football, basketball, didn't matter. He was too good to ignore. But life didn't care. A wrongful conviction nearly ended Iverson's future before it began, until his sentence was overturned. From jail to Georgetown to the NBA's most electrifying superstar, Iverson brought hip-hop, authenticity, and raw emotion into the NBA. He didn't just survive, he transformed the culture. 6. Kawhi Leonard, the quiet superstar with silent pain. You don't hear Kawhi Leonard talk about his past, but his silence hides a tragedy that changed him forever. At just 16 years old, Kawhi's father was shot and killed while working at his car wash. The next day, Kawhi still played in his high school game. He cried through the warm-up, cried through the first quarter, but he kept playing. Basketball wasn't a sport anymore. It was therapy, purpose, a way to carry his father forward, from tragedy to finals MVP to one of the greatest two-way players ever. Kawhi's legend wasn't built with words, but with will. The closing. These players didn't grow up with luxury. They didn't grow up with chances. They grew up fighting for food, for safety, for hope, and eventually for greatness. What makes a legend isn't where they started, but how far they climbed from nothing to everything. This is the legacy of the players who refused to break. If their stories inspired you, drop a like, subscribe, and join us for more untold stories of NBA legends. This is NBA Legends, where greatness rises from the ground up.